Hello guys, I'm Vinayak from niftinayak.com. Today I'm going to talk about an interesting topic. How to make money in stock market without investment. Yes, you heard it right. So watch this video till the end so that you will know how you can make use of it. If you want to be successful in any business, you need to be street smart. If you are street smart, you will get an edge over others. Because everyone is smart. Nobody will just start any business blindly. So, how do you be street smart? Let me tell you from my experience, you cannot be street smart by reading books or getting the theoretical knowledge or watching YouTube videos or whatever. You become street smart by interacting with people, by interacting with those people who are already doing that business. And when your skin is in the game, that's when you become street smart. Today, I'm going to talk some of the things what I did to be a full-time trader. Around 10 years back, I was working for an IT company as an engineer. I was working for Tata Consultancy Services. And I was drawing a pretty decent salary. I was just into trading and I was doing pretty decent trades. But as I did not have huge capital, I could not do huge trades. One day what happened, I wanted around 25,000 rupees. I asked a friend of mine, can you give me 25,000 today? I will return it to you after I get the salary. And this is very common. Most of you might have done this. My friend told that he does not have money, but he can help me in getting that money. I asked him how. He told, do you have a credit card? I told yes. At that time, the e-wallets were new to the market. So there were a lot of e-wallets like Paytm, Mobiquick, Airtel Money, etc. The UPI was not introduced. So what you could do, you could transfer money from your credit card to your e-wallet, and from e-wallet you could transfer it to your bank account without any charges. I liked the idea, and from that day, whenever I wanted money, I did not ask anyone. I did this. From credit card, I used to send it to Paytm, and from Paytm, I used to send it to my bank account. And once I get the salary, I would pay the credit card bill. But then I realized that my credit card limit was 5 lakhs. And I was now using only 5,000, 10,000. So I thought, why not use that money for trading? So gradually what I did, I started transferring money from credit card to e-wallet, e-wallet to bank account to my trading account. I would trade for 1 month and I would again send it to my bank account, and from bank account I used to pay the credit card bill, and the cycle would continue every month. And let me tell you, at that time, there was no KYC concept. And as these e-wallets were not charging any money, so we made use of this because they were new to the market. So Paytm and all were just introduced, and they wanted to establish and they wanted people to get acquainted. And since UPI also was not introduced, so you had to put money to the e-wallet account. So they were making wonderful profit. Yes, but yes, once UPI was introduced, their revenue got a hit. And after demonetization, these e-wallets become very famous. People started using them left and right. And yes, many of them were also doing what I was doing. Because this thing had spread like wildfire. I only introduced a lot of my friends to do this. Okay, so it was not that Paytm did not know that people were doing this, but they just allowed them to do. See, for example, today, many people are using the same Netflix and Amazon Prime Video for watching movies. In fact, my Netflix account, which I am having, is not mine. It is someone else's. So he gave it to my brother and my brother gave it to me. But do you think Netflix is not aware of this? They are aware of this, but they have just allowed people to use it. And if they want to stop it, it is just this easy. In their code, there will be something like allow multiple login, which is true. So they just have to make it false and check in. In the next build, nobody will be able to use the same credentials. But people are making use, so just make use of it as long as it is there. Okay. So this is how I used to trade, and every month my credit card bill was 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. And my profit was approximately 30-40,000, which I used to make every month. Okay. Now you might ask ROI, ROCE, and all those things. Let me tell you, it was not my money. It was credit card company's money, which I found a way to use it for trading. Now there is no question of calculating return on investment and other things. My only intention back then was not to make a loss, because the day I make a loss, I will not be able to pay my credit card bill. This was one part. The other part was I was getting a lot of points on my credit card for using my credit card. As I told you, my every month my credit card bill was around 4 lakh, 5 lakh. I used to show this to my friends and I used to tell them, see, my credit card bill is 4 lakh, 5 lakh. They used to think that I am spending something on lavish things. But the thing was, I was not at all spending, I was just rotating it. For paying the bill promptly and not defaulting even a single time, I got a lot of points from credit cards. So the point, I had something called Air Miles card. So by doing this for around 1.5 years, the points was so much that after my marriage, for my honeymoon, I had been to Mauritius. The entire plane ticket was taken care by the credit card points. I think Mauritius air ticket at that time was around 15,000 or something per head on one side. So the total saving which I had on my Mauritius trip was approximately 50-60,000, which was taken care by the credit card points. Okay. So yes, it's not a huge benefit, but it's a benefit what I just got. Okay. So I played very carefully, and back then trading also was easy. You did not have Nifty options, you did not have weekly options. So it was just Bank Nifty options which I was trading in monthly series. And trading was very simple. You just had to identify strikes which had the highest open interest, and you could sell options above that or below that, whatever. And this was giving you around 4-5% of your capital as profit. And at that time, the margins were also low. I used to pay around 30-35,000 for trading in options, option selling or futures. Okay. And the lot size of Bank Nifty was 40. Okay. So this is how we were trading back then. Then slowly after demonetization, these e-wallets became very famous, and RBI told that you have to do KYC. Yes, KYC was also not a big problem because I had account in my name, my parents' name, my brother's name, friend's name, etc. But the real jolt came when they started charging 2% for transferring money from wallet to bank. Okay. It did not make sense for me to pay them 2% every month and make profit in stock market. Okay. So I thought that business was over and I could not continue that. But by that time I had got experience in trading. I had learned the art of trading. I was consistent. It gave me confidence. At that time I thought I will borrow money and start trading. I had a payslip which was lying in my account blindly. So by giving my payslip to the bank, I was able to get personal loan. Yes. And using that loan, I was able to open fixed deposit with the broker and use that as collateral. I have done another video explaining what is the loss which you are going to incur when you do these kind of transaction. The link is given in the description below. So you can just check how you can borrow money, use it as fixed deposit and give it to collateral to the broker, and how you can trade successfully. What are the pros and cons? I have explained it clearly in that video. Okay. So do watch that video after this video. So yes, at that time, as I told you, my salary also was not very high. So I had to use my brother's payslip as well. Convincing him was another challenge, but I managed to convince him. I think I am the first person telling people that you can trade successfully by taking a loan. You ask any trader or trainer, they'll tell, no, 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 you should not borrow money. If you borrow money, that is very risky. Stock market is risky. That, this. If you know how the math works, you can do it. Again, I have a strong disclaimer. If you are new to trading and if you are an amateur, don't even try this. Okay, you should know your math, you should know trading, you should do your own due diligence before you take this major step. But today, as I told you, you cannot do these things because e-wallets are now charging to transfer money from credit card itself. So if you are transferring money from credit card to Paytm or any other wallet, they are charging you 2%. But there are some other ways to do that. One, you can have a business account. So there is another payment gateway called Razorpay. So in Razorpay, you can transfer money from your credit card to Razorpay and to your bank. For now, they are not charging, but for that you should have an established business. You should have a website, probably a GST number, or I don't remember exactly what are the things which are required. Since I have courses, I have used Razorpay as my payment gateway, and they are not cutting any fees on the payment whatever I do. But how long will this continue? I don't know. And again, I am not doing this for now. And as I told you, I have done this in the past. Now I have enough capital where I don't have to do all these kind of things because I have a lot of other headaches, and adding this headache will be another problem for me. So I am not doing this. Now, whether you want to do it or not is totally your call. But make sure you do your complete due diligence before you take this step. I hope you guys like the idea. I hope you guys like the video. Do like and share so that you can learn a lot about trading and investment. Thank you guys for watching.